If McDonald's relied strictly on the culinary quality of its food, they would have lost the fast food wars decades ago. The company operates a global infrastructure designed for something else entirely. Take Burger King, for instance. Consumers often rate their flame-grilled burgers higher in blind taste tests, and their advertising campaigns routinely win industry awards. Yet McDonald's captures a market share so large it easily dwarfs its closest rivals. When millions of people pull into those drive-thrus every day, they're looking for engineered predictability. They know exactly what those fries will taste like before they even arrive at the window. For anyone building a business, this company offers a masterclass in market capture. Their dominance relies on a specific three-part framework: physical control, behavioral psychology, and immense operational scale. Behind the brightly lit restaurants and colorful mascots operates an invisible machine. It is a system built on real estate portfolios, neurological wiring, and deep cultural assimilation. In 1956, McDonald's was expanding quickly, but the corporate entities struggled to turn a serious profit. That changed when their first chief financial officer, Harry Sonnenborn, realized they were in the real estate business. He argued that the hamburgers were simply a producer of revenue, from which tenants could pay rent. Instead of simply licensing their name, the corporation began buying up the land and building the physical restaurants. Today, McDonald's owns the land and structures for approximately 80% of its global locations, acting as the direct landlord to its franchisees. This bar chart illustrates exactly why this strategy works. Standard restaurant operations survive on profit margins of around 15%. By collecting rent instead, McDonald's generates a massive inflation-linked income stream with an 84% margin. Looking at this hierarchy, the deeper strategic purpose behind the model becomes clear. Placing the corporate landlord above the franchise operator guarantees brand compliance. If a franchisee decides to cut corners or alter the menu, the corporation does not just revoke their licensing agreement. They can terminate the property lease and physically evict them from the building. Real estate ownership provides a direct enforcement mechanism for brand predictability. It turns property control into a tool for operational oversight. With physical consistency locked in, the company targets consumer behavior at a neurological level. Specifically, they aim for the basal ganglia, the region of the brain responsible for habit formation. The Happy Meal functions as a carefully engineered habit loop. By bundling food with a surprise toy, they introduce a variable reward system directly into a child's routine. This creates a dual neurological effect. The unpredictable nature of the toy triggers a surge of dopamine in the child. Simultaneously, the fast, affordable convenience triggers a stress-relieving oxytocin response in the parents, bonding the family over a shared experience. They extend this behavioral conditioning outward through sensory marketing. The company isolated the distinct aroma of their French fries to drive consumer cravings. That specific scent operates as an invisible billboard. It bypasses logical decision-making to immediately trigger nostalgic memory, driving foot traffic without the need for a physical sign. They applied this same infiltration tactic to audio. In 2003, the brand needed to reconnect with younger demographics, so they paid pop star Justin Timberlake $6 million to act as the face of a new sonic branding strategy. Instead of launching a traditional commercial, they produced a full-length pop song called I'm Loving It. They released it to radio stations and MTV, letting the melody top international charts before identifying it as a corporate jingle. They leverage sensory memory to ensure that choosing their brand becomes a default neurological reflex. Scaling a reflex across the globe presents a significant paradox. You have to maintain an efficient operational machine while appealing to cultures with different values and tastes. The solution is a strategy known as globalization. While they apply a standardized design blueprint to manage speed and service quality, they allow the menu and the marketing to reflect local traditions. When the company expanded into Japan, they entered a market that heavily favored seafood and distinct seasonal traditions. Rather than forcing a standard American menu, they integrated. They introduced the ebi prawn burger and the green tea McFlurry, honoring local culinary traditions while utilizing the existing franchise model. The Indian market presented a completely different landscape, requiring changes to accommodate widespread dietary and religious restrictions. They developed a beef and pork-free menu and introduced the Makalu Tikki, a vegetarian burger that aligned with local customs while keeping ticket times fast and prices low. By acting as a universal local, they maintain a global supply chain that is perceived as culturally relevant in over 100 countries. When you combine the leverage of real estate ownership, the behavioral loop of sensory branding, and the empathy of local adaptation, the core of their business model becomes clear. The company markets a manufactured ideal of family comfort, deep familiarity, and absolute certainty. By optimizing these three elements, they elevated a basic commodity into a daily, inescapable habit. For anyone trying to build a business, the lesson is clear. Superior products do not win on merit alone. The brands that dominate their industries engineer themselves into the routines and emotions of their customers. You don't need to serve billions to build a trusted empire, but you do need a structural strategy. Click the link in the description to start building your brand's architecture with professional growth support.